Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we would be talking about invoice verification, which is a very important part in the SAP procure to pay cycle. So let's start. So after you have received the goods from the vendor, you place them in your storage location, and this is done via the GR, which we had discussed in the earlier session. Now we have to pay to the vendor for the goods which we have received. Now the amount to be paid along with the details of the material is provided by the vendor in the form of a document which is called as invoice. Before you pay to the vendor, we need to verify that invoice. This process of verifying the invoice before making the actual payment is called the invoice verification. There are some important points for the invoice verification, and that is the invoice verification marks the end of the procurement cycle after purchase order and goods receipt. So that's the last step of the P2P cycle. Invoice posting updates all the related documents in finance and accounting. Blocked invoices that vary from actual invoice can be posted through invoice verification. So we'll also talk about some concepts like posting of an invoice, blocking the invoice, and evaluated receipt settlement or ERS. So now let's talk about how do we create the invoice in SAP. So the transaction we call is MIRO, and the first step is to enter this transaction MIRO in the easy access menu. Then we choose the invoice as the transaction type, and then we enter the invoice date, and then we enter the purchase order number and then press enter. Now this is the screen of the incoming invoice. We have the transaction, the date, and the purchase order. So after we hit enter, all the information from the purchase order will load into the invoice, which we can see here. So all the line items will be loaded in the invoice once we do an invoice with respect to PO. So in this screen, we fill all the necessary details such as the posting date, the amount which is to be paid to the vendor along with quantity, and then we click on the simulate button to understand the consistency of the document. Now simulation is important, wherein we can see which accounts are to be debited and which accounts are to be credited, and if the invoice is good to be posted. Now after the simulation is fine, we can click on save and the invoice will be posted for the PO. Now sometimes the finance department may not be able to pay to the vendor as per the invoice raised. Now there can be various scenarios which can cause this. Sometimes when you post an invoice, the system expects a certain default value against that purchase order or the goods receipt, and this may lead to the blocking of the invoice. Now blocking is caused normally due to a variance in amount at item level and also a variance in quantity at item level. As it is difficult to analyze these variances, we normally set up the tolerance limit in the system, and with this limits the system accepts the invoice. If the variance exceeds the tolerance limit, then it may lead to blocking of the invoice, and for this we have to manually unblock that invoice, and then we can free that invoice from any blockage. Now for example, if an invoice is blocked, we can release the blocked invoice by the menu path. If you go to logistics, materials management, logistics invoice verification, further processing, and release blocked invoice, or there is a T code MRBR. Now once you open MRBR, on the initial screen we enter the company code and the invoice number. We check the release method, release manually if you want to process the second screen. Now this can be done automatically as well. So this is a screen, we enter the company code and the invoice number. If you want to release it manually, then we have to select this option, and if we have a manual payment block, we select this check mark, manual payment block. Then you have to select the invoice which you want to release. So just click on the line item, and then we have to click on the release button. So release button is the flag icon, the green flag icon. So we click on the line item and click on release, and in that line item you will see the flag icon after it has been released. So this means that we have successfully released this invoice and it is free for payment, and it has been also released to the FI department. Now the FI department should be able to see this invoice and they can do the payment run for sending the money to the vendor. In invoice verification, we have some different scenarios. The first one is the purchase order based invoice verification. Second is the GR based invoice verification. Third is a subsequent debit, and then we have subsequent credit and also the credit memo. Now let's discuss this in detail. So in purchase order based invoice verification, the system allows invoice posting with reference to a PO. So this can be done even if the materials has not been delivered. The line items of the PO must be copied into the invoice screen at the time of invoice verification. The next type is the goods receipt based invoice verification. Here the system allows you to post invoices only after the GR has been done in the system and the invoices are exactly equal with the received quantity of the PO. So if we have a PO of 5 quantity and then we have also a GR of 5 quantity, then only the invoice can be posted. And if you have multiple deliveries, the system can supply each delivery on a separate line. Now talking about subsequent debit, this is used when there is a correction of vendor payment and the vendor has sent us an invoice to pay as additional charges, and this happens if there is a change of material price, if there are additional toll charges or freight charges, we can do a subsequent debit. If we talk about subsequent credit, when we want to charge or receive the correction payment from the vendor, then we will use this option. Now for example, if we want to charge the amount from the vendor about poor performance of materials, then we can use subsequent credit. Talking about credit memo, the scenario is used when we want to charge money from the vendor due to different reasons like goods not delivered on time or items that are damaged. For example, we receive a material from the vendor and the materials are damaged. Like when we unbox the materials, we find that the materials are damaged or broken, and now we have decided that we would return the materials back to the vendor. So in this case, we would create a credit memo for the materials and the amount will be equal to the return materials. And talking about the accounting entries, during invoice verification, the vendor account is credited and the GRIR clearing account is debited. So that is all about invoice verification and how we can post the invoice in SAP. In the next video, we would go into the SAP system and check how do we actually post an invoice. That is all in this video. If you got value from this video, do like, comment and share with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or feedback, share them in the comment section below. Till we meet again next time, you all take care and goodbye.